Hello, my name is Eric Rogers, and I'm an intro to philosophy. In this video, I am breaking down and recalling my thoughts and ideas in the process I had through the 5 stages of my signature assessments that I did for the class. And so we were asked to watch a video about Sophia, who's in line to get ready to go to the concentration camp. And a Nazi comes and she gets questioned and stuff. She tells him, "I'm not a Jew." And so, okay, well, you're not a Jew. He doesn't believe it. Obviously, thinks something's skeptical about it. So he says, "You can go. You ain't gotta go in the camp, but you got 2 kids, but one of them gotta go in." And so, as a mother, she's upset, and so she hesitates and eventually says, "I can't do it. I can't do it." And so he just decides for her and picks up both of the kids and takes them off. And so she's like, "No, don't do it. Just take my daughter." So, and she's traumatized and she's scarred for life. The whole family is, because she lost her daughter, her son, and her son is gonna realize as she gets older that could have been me. She just picked randomly because she had no choice, and she's scarred for life because she gave her daughter away to a concentration camp. And so, in the first day, we were asked to recall the video and to ask, do we think what the Nazi did was morally wrong? And so I said what in my response to stage 1, I said yes. I think what the Nazi did was morally wrong because he made her choose between her kids, and she's a mother, and so that's like if the shoe was flipped and he was in line getting ready to go to a concentration camp, and he was told you have 2 kids, but only one can go, so you need to choose which kid can go in there and which one's gonna stay with you. Like that's not a question you just can answer easily, and that's just sickening and heartless what he did, because he had nobody told him to do that. He used his own authority over her into doing that. Okay, and with that, in stage 2, we are asked to look at our peers' assignments and analyze what they did, and then at the end, ask them a question to get them to further think or support their claim with what and use quotes from what they said as evidence to why things are similar and difference between their response and our response. And so I chose one of my peers, Daniel, and I said that our stuff was similar because we both talked about the Nazi being morally wrong, making her choose between her kids, not understanding that if the shoes flipped, it wouldn't be as easy for him to say the same, just to give a kid away. And I asked the question, what do you think was going on in the Nazi's mind? Because he just was not hesitating to ask her this question. And we could tell she was thinking through her facial expression, but he looked so serious the whole time. So I was asked a question that steered through a philosophical direction, and it was that if the Nazi officer was sincerely convinced that the Nazi cause was right and just, that Jew Germanized enemies of state were not deserving of the status of human beings or a person, was he still morally wrong? And basically, in other words, it's like, does one belief make wrong right, evil, or good decisions and judgments? And so what I said was, I said that I believe that people's beliefs can make wrong and evil judgments and opinions. Some people have faith in things that are purely evil, which are the Nazis. The Nazis believing that Jews are not human beings is a great example of people having wrong beliefs in life. And so it's similar to how blacks were treated and are still treated in America as lower than human status, especially during the slavery, segregation, and Jim Crow laws and all that time where blacks were being treated like they were just replaceable, basically. And so I was saying, like, people's beliefs can be judged evil and wrong because based on what they believe, their beliefs can be wrong. People can have wrong beliefs. And in the third stage, we were obviously asked to answer the question. And so that's what I did for my third stage. And the fourth stage, we were asked to look at our peers answered our question. So I looked at what Daniel did to answer my question and to kind of put a philosophical, not a philosophical, you break it down in a more in-depth and thinking way. So put more thought into it and put more of the knowledge we learned throughout the class. And I did the natural law of ethics compared to subjectivism, because that's what I think. That's why I think he answered my question of what the Nazi was thinking, because he was like, it's hard to think. Maybe he thought it was the best decision to separate the kids, or maybe it was easily wrong. And I basically used this saying that Daniel did the natural law of ethics versus subjectivism, and it was battling to see which one he was supporting the most. And he supported natural law of ethics for the most part in his response. And so I said that Daniel answered my question. Daniel's answer to my question is natural law of ethics versus subjectivism, and the theory that human laws are defined by morality, not authority, which is natural law of ethics. Subjectivism is knowledge that is subjective, and that there is no external or objective truth, and that the way that Daniel answered my question made it seem like he was defending natural law of ethics. Daniel says that maybe the Nazi could be sympathizing with the mother in his own weird way. This would mean that the Nazi was thinking on his own, and he made his own logical decision. And that was my response for stage 4. And in stage 5, which is what I'm doing now, we had to make a video kind of going through our thought process and breaking down what we thought throughout the whole thing. And throughout the whole thing, we basically looked at a video and just answered a quick question. Do you think the Nazi was morally wrong? Yes or no? And explain why. Then we go to our peers, look at what they said, analyze it, and compare it to ours, and then ask a question that get them to further think more. After that, when we get the question, you answer the question and why you believe it. And then in stage 4, you look at what your peers said. And now, at stage 4, we've been in. It's towards the end of our session of the class, so we've learned a lot about philosophy and all that. And so we use what we learned and kind of analyze that and say what we think they were saying in philosophical terms. And that's what we did for the signature assignments in stage 1 through 5.